You're eating protein wrong, and it might be the exact reason you're gaining fat instead of muscle. I learned this the hard way. I was eating 250 grams of protein a day. My fridge was stacked with chicken breast. My pantry looked like a supplement store, and I was drinking whey shakes like they were water. I was doing exactly what the fitness industry told me to do to build muscle. But when I looked in the mirror, I wasn't getting shredded. I was just getting softer. The scale was going up, but my muscle definition was completely disappearing. We are obsessed with protein. It's a multi-billion-dollar obsession. We put it in our coffee, our pancakes, and our water, all operating on a very simple, very flawed logic. If protein builds muscle, then more protein builds more muscle. But here is the harsh reality the supplement companies don't want you to know. Your body doesn't work like a bank account where you can just endlessly deposit protein for future muscle growth. It works like a highly efficient factory. And right now, you are flooding the factory floor with raw materials, the workers are overwhelmed, and all that extra muscle-building fuel is contributing to a surplus that gets boxed up and stored exactly where you don't want it, around your waistline. I decided to figure out why my perfect high-protein diet was making me fat. As it turns out, the problem wasn't the protein itself. It was the way I was consuming it. You feel heavy, your digestion is a mess, and you're spending a fortune on premium grass-fed whey just to put on body fat. It's frustrating. So I completely overhauled my approach based on how human biology actually processes amino acids. I compiled a list of the 6 protein rules you are likely breaking right now. Once you fix these, you flip the switch from storing fat to actually building lean tissue. Let's get into it. Let's start with the most common mistake, treating protein like a free food. You meticulously track your carbs and you avoid fats, but you just dump an extra 2 scoops of protein powder into your oats because you think it's good for you. Protein still contains calories. 4 calories per gram to be exact. If your maintenance calories are 2,500 and you decide to eat big to get big by adding 3 extra protein shakes and a massive steak to your diet, you might accidentally push your intake to 3,500 calories. It does not matter if those extra 1,000 calories come from pure, isolated, expensive whey protein. If your body has already maxed out its muscle building process for the day, those excess calories put you in a surplus. You are simply eating too much food, heavily disguised as fitness. Then there is the energy oxidation trap. What actually happens when you eat 80 grams of protein in a single sitting? People think excess meat magically turns into a sugar spike that creates fat, but the biology is actually much simpler. Your body has a cap on how many amino acids it can use for muscle protein synthesis at one time, usually around 25 to 40 grams depending on your size. So what happens to the rest? Your body uses it for energy. Because your body cannot store protein for later like it stores fat or carbs, it prioritizes burning that excess protein right away. Sounds great, right? Wrong. Because your body is busy burning off the massive amount of protein you just ate, the other fats and carbs you consumed that day aren't needed for energy anymore, so they get shuttled straight into your fat cells. By overconsuming protein, you are inadvertently forcing your body to store your other macros as body fat. Next, you have to watch out for fake health snacks. Walk into any grocery store and look at the protein bar aisle. It is an absolute minefield. To hit these massive daily protein goals, you start relying on convenience foods like protein cookies, protein brownies, and protein chips. But flip that package over and look at the ingredients. To make whey protein taste like a double chocolate brownie, manufacturers pump it full of sugar alcohols, palm oil, and artificial fillers. A typical protein bar might give you 20 grams of protein, but it also hits you with 300 calories, 12 grams of fat, and 25 grams of carbs. You think you are using a muscle-building tool, but you're actually eating a candy bar with a scoop of protein sprinkled on top. This is the fastest way to gain fat while convincing yourself you are eating clean. Stop falling for the marketing and eat whole foods.
When you obsess over protein, you also tend to neglect everything else, leading to a massive fiber deficiency. Your plate becomes 80% meat and eggs and 20% white rice. What happens to your gut? It shuts down. Protein digests slowly, and without dietary fiber from vegetables, fruits, and whole grains, your digestive tract slows to a crawl. When your digestion is ruined, you feel constantly bloated, lethargic, and heavy. Your gut microbiome suffers, meaning you stop absorbing nutrients efficiently. You might be eating 200 grams of protein, but if your gut is compromised, your body isn't utilizing it effectively. You are literally flushing your money down the toilet, and your gym performance plummets because you feel terrible. Drinking your calories is another dangerous game due to the satiety illusion. When you drink a fast-absorbing whey protein isolate, you are consuming roughly 150 to 200 calories in about 5 seconds. Liquid protein doesn't require chewing, and it leaves your stomach incredibly fast. Because it doesn't physically fill you up or trigger the same satiety signals in your brain as solid food, you are going to be hungry again in an hour. This leads right back to overeating later in the day, pushing yourself into a caloric surplus that leads to fat gain. Liquid protein is a great tool for quick post-workout convenience, but for the rest of the day, you need slow-digesting, whole food proteins like chicken, fish, eggs, and beans to keep you full, keep your energy stable, and prevent you from constantly snacking. Finally, there is the training-stimulus disconnect, and this is the hardest pill to swallow for a lot of guys. Protein, by itself, does not build muscle. Training builds muscle. Protein is just the bricks used to repair the damage you caused during your workout. If you are eating the diet of a professional bodybuilder, but you train like a casual gym goer doing a few half-hearted sets of bicep curls while scrolling on your phone, you do not need 200 grams of protein. Your body only builds muscle if there is an adaptive demand for it. You have to push your muscles close to failure. If the demand isn't there, the body has absolutely zero incentive to synthesize new muscle tissue, regardless of how many chicken breasts you force down. You have to earn your protein. So, what is the fix? It's surprisingly simple. First, find your actual protein target. For most natural lifters, 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of your target body weight is the absolute maximum you need. Second, spread it out. 4 meals with 30 to 40 grams of protein will keep you optimized all day. Third, eat your vegetables, prioritize solid foods over powders, and train hard enough to actually give those amino acids a job to do. Getting in shape isn't about blind consumption, it's about precision. Stop treating your body like a garbage disposal for supplements and start treating it like the complex machine it is. I hope you put down that third protein bar while watching this. If this video helped you spot a mistake in your diet, make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss the next breakdown. Now go drink some water, eat an apple, and I'll see you in the next one.